nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast. I am the nigga, young dog. This high ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era baby, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, and living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted the back in the day, the rock had a wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. The new drugs got them slow with the hit unload. Eyes closed and they don't dance no more. Block used to be jumping, top shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am the nigga, young dog. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain. Now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga, young dog. Oh shit! I'm not even visible. Now I'm visible. Okay, all right, perfect. Guys, what do you think about the thumbnail? By the way, you can see the thumbnail there. Let me see if can I show you that thumbnail? Let me show you that thumbnail. Where is the thumbnail? I like the thumbnail actually. Here's the thumbnail. Oh, damn. I don't even know. Can I do that? Whatever. You can see the thumbnail on the stream. As a matter of fact, let me show it to you like this. I do this. I got all these videos up. Sometimes I'll be thinking about going back playing them, so I don't want to close them. So anyway, here is the thumbnail. I like this thumbnail actually. You know, I'm going to do a stream tomorrow. The snow shovelers are coming over this way. They're going to come over to Southeast, So we're gonna, we'll have them on stream. Anyway, here is the thumbnail for today. Let me see how I would show that. Let's see, I can show it this way. Let's see, let me go back here. Does that show the thumbnail? Well, here's the thumbnail. Fuck it. Here's the thumbnail. It's only 25 degrees outside. Not bad. I can deal with 25 degrees. Not bad at all. Here's the thumbnail for the stream. And I'll share my screen here. Instead of FleeceJohnsons, we need more John Galts. I don't know what you guys think of that. I'm in agreement with that. We need more John Galts. I highlighted that from the people, the snow shovelers. If you've been watching the stream long enough, you've probably seen all the people that call me looking for rooms to rent. And that is why I say we need more John Galts, not FleeceJohnsons. Maybe I don't bring the views of the FleeceJohnson, but I bring the housing. The biggest bill. I am the biggest bill, bigger than this Antoine Daniels Patreon subscription. I'm these black women and men and whoever the hell rents from me. I'm their biggest bill. The men that they go out to on dates with, I am their biggest bill. So we need more John Galt, the urban landlords. And so I want to go into a review. You know, in the earlier stream, I meant to highlight the Pearly stream. When John Galt was on Pearly, but anyway, so I didn't get a chance to do that. But I will do this. This is where is it? This is me reviewing the a black tenant. In reviewing the black tenant, it kind of shows you why it's so difficult to rent to black tenants. Yeah, where is it? Why the hell did I put it here? Give me a second. Let me find it. What's her name? Oh, yeah. All right. Fair enough. Where is it? I gotta find it. All right. All right, let me find this video. It's in my watch history, but I have a couple of histories here. Yeah, here it is. Yes. So this is what it's like renting to black tenants. I started off this video earlier, so this kind of gets into the 35 seconds in. So we'll start here.
I'm getting migraines again. This is a prescription. It's over the counter. Look, I'm taking all kind of medications because of my anxiety. You know, I'm on all these different medications. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on 7 different pills right now because my anxiety is that bad. When I went to see my doctor Thursday, I was shaking like a leaf. Like this. When I started talking about it, I had a panic attack. I was shaking like a leaf. My heart was fluttering. My blood pressure has always been low. My blood pressure is sky high now. My nerves is bad. I'm 56, and then, you know, my mother died from a heart attack, and so did my sister. So I can't be stressed out like that. So I'm trying to tell my doctor the story. He been my doctor for years, and he was like, "What's going on?" He said he was doing so well, and I told him, he said he was so mad. White guy, he was so mad. He said, first of all, why in the hell is a private landlord charging you $1,800 a month? He said that's.
And so that's the first interesting part, is that here is a black woman at her primary care physician, and he's questioning her relationship with the landlord. You hear her there.
Matt, he said, first of all, why in the hell is a private landlord charging you $1,800 a month? He said, that's more than a mortgage. I said, that's what they charge now. He said, these people need to be ashamed of themselves. He said, there's nothing in clothes. I said, I even paid for trash, $40 a month for trash. He was like, oh, man. So he tried to tell me about legal aid, but I already got legal aid on debt. Legal aid told me to write.
This is the problem when you're dealing with black tenants. There'll be a myriad of people willing to help them, freely by saying, hey, call these people, call that person. Not thinking that once you start calling all these people and sicking these people on your landlord, you may be opening doors for yourself and closing the doors for others.
I don't. Everything I lost, and I'm going to go after him civilly. Because let me tell you what happened tonight. I'm going to fast forward. Now, Robert remodeled the closet when I moved in there. I don't know if who all seen my walk-in closet. I got a walk-in closet. I got my office and my room. That's the whole upper part of the house, right? But it used to be an attic up there. And I should have known better. You know what I'm saying? Because I started feeling weird when I was, I'm like, this is weird. I ain't never had no room as an attic. So I didn't like how wicked that walk-in closet looks. Man, it was big holes like this, like in the corners of the closet. And I said, and then one you can see through, and it's a dark other side of the wall where they put it was just weird. So I said, Robert, you got to do something. So Robert remodeled my closet and made it like a girly girl closet. I was going to paint it pink and stuff, but something, I just could not decorate this house, y'all. It was something, I had all my pictures and stuff that never even I took out the box. I'm like, I just ain't feeling this house. I just wasn't feeling it. But
if you're not feeling the house and you've been there for a couple of months, why not just move out? See, this is the thing about the blacks, and this is the part of the story where she's probably not telling you the truth. Once she started feeling a certain way, she probably stopped paying rent.
My closet was packed with clothes, and I got the pictures and videos of my clothes. I had the stool in there. My office.
You hear her say she has a lot of clothing, typically, when you're
refrigerator, the desk, the printer. I mean, I had.
Typically, when you rent to black people, they'll have months and months of rent in the closet in clothing. These things are very true. And so this is what she's saying. Listen, I had clothes packed to the ceiling here.
My closet was packed with
clothing.
Clothes. And I got the pictures and videos of my clothes. I had.
See, this is a middle class at best woman who has a closet packed with clothing. This is why it's such a problem renting to these people, because these people put more value in their clothing than their housing. And then they will use their clothing as a shield against, you asking for your rent. Say, hey, my clothing is in there and there's rats in there, and you're going to damage all of my clothing. I'm just afraid of the rats. I'm on Prozac now.
The stool in there. My office got the refrigerator, the desk, the printer. I mean, I had it decked out, even though I put it on the walls, right? So I started hearing little stuff, and I'm trying, this got to be my mind. So I took the silicone that you like put around poles and pipes under your sink, and it turned into foam. My crazy butt was so scared, man. I went around my whole upstairs. So all around the wall upstairs is a silicone about this thick around the walls. Cause I'm like, I don't want to see that. I had steel wool everywhere. Robert would come over and be laughing at me like, girl, you was retarded. I said, no, I don't mess with Chuck E. Cheese, man, or Brown Brothers. I don't do that. I ain't never lived in filth.
So at this point, she's saying, hey, there was mice in my house, and I'm putting up foam and all this to ward off the mice. Now, she never talks about leaving because, well, for blacks, they don't have many options. They don't have many options in terms of finding housing. She mentions this. She has a black landlord like John Gall.
And I'm paying $1,800. So my brother started seeing them, my kids started seeing them. I'm the only one only seeing Michael Jordan at one time. I know I'm
and yet she never moved after seeing mice.
Being funny, but I'm for real. He was walking like Michael Jordan for real. But that's the only one I saw, right? I started hearing them in the walls. I got a video sitting there crying in the middle of the night, scared to go to the bathroom. I would urinate in a jar.
And I bet she went live during that video to make money off clicks and views. But she never thought about moving. See, this is what's happening with the blacks now. She'll continue to live in this house and go live and get clicks and views showing the mice, but never move. Because to move and improve her conditions would, get rid of all the clicks and views from showing the mice and how down bad she is.
Because my bathroom was downstairs. Because I was scared to go downstairs. And then when my oldest daughter had to come stay with me for a month, she was waiting for her new place. She kept saying, Mom, I be hearing stuff in this room.
And so you heard that right there. She just slipped that in. You didn't catch it.
Because I was scared to go downstairs. And then when my oldest daughter had to come stay with me for a month, she was waiting.
See, there you go, right there. Did you catch it? And so what happens is with Section 8 people, for those of you that want to rent to Section 8, this is why you got to max out the bedrooms. Trust me. What she just said is, when my older daughter came to live with me for a month, who knows if it was really a month? It could have been 6 months. Why did she come to live with her? Most people don't have to go live with anyone else while they're waiting on an apartment. But this lady says,
urinate in a jar because my bathroom was downstairs because I was scared to go downstairs. And then when my oldest daughter had to come stay with me for a month, she was waiting for her new place.
Okay. Now, this lady says, I'm pissing in the jar because I'm afraid to go downstairs. But my older daughter came to live with me in these hellish conditions. Does that make sense to you? The daughter had nowhere else to go but to live in these hellish conditions with her mother? What? Where rats are? What? Thanks, Mexican. I think CT took it down, man. I can't make him put it back up. Maybe I can ask him for a copy of it.
She kept saying, Mom, I be hearing stuff in this room. And I'm like, what you hear? She said, I be hearing. She said, I hope you ain't got, because my kids never grew up with rodents. They know they already know how we get down. If we see one, they can have the crib. So she trying not to tell me, like, I know my mother really like her.
So you heard her just say, like, and this is not atypical. Blacks will see a mouse or something in the house and they just get overly emotional. Like, yeah, I gotta move ASAP. I gotta move. They're not willing to stand down and fight the damn mouse, put traps, close any openings. They just say, I gotta move. And that's what this lady's saying.
Place. When I tell y'all walk in this place and it look brand new appliances. I did a video of my place. I fixed the yard. I had trees planted. I did landscape.
So you notice that what she's saying is that she moved into the place, did a video of it. She was happy that the landlord had rented her that place because she was having a hard time finding a place to live. This is what she's saying.
Even paid people. The house was really cute. But if you go outside the house, and y'all might think I'm tripping, I'm gonna get a video. This house is so spooky from the outside now that I look at it. Do y'all know I don't go past that house? And when my brother needs something, I will pull up in the back alley and throw it over the fence and pull off. This house scares me. This house look wicked. Now you go past it, it looked like a big rat. For real, my house looks scary as shit. I said, I can't believe I rented this shit.
But she did because she had no other options. The only reason she rented it is because she had no other options. And now she's mad that she rented the place. But she had no other option. She didn't want to live outside.
It's something weird about that damn house. So my daughter TV was up in my room because when she was moving, she brought her TVs to my house, right? So tonight she just
and so you notice that her daughter did not put her things in storage. She's only gonna be there for a month. Why not just put it in storage? You're gonna take your stuff to your mother's house, unpack it, TVs and all that, then have to repack it after a month. She was never only gonna be there for only a month. This is what it's like renting to ghetto people. I'll explain. Their daughter moves in. Mom, I only need to be here a month. 1 month turns to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. She's still living there. Now, this lady probably rented a place that had all utilities included. Now, her daughter has just brought herself and her children into the house, and now the utilities have doubled. You're still on the hook for that. This is why I say to the Section 8 landlords, let every space that's livable go rent it and pay for it. If you got a dining room, they will turn that into a bedroom. If you got a living room, they will turn that into a bedroom. So you might as well get paid for it. This is what I'm saying.
Had Pooh, her boyfriend, and my brother to go get her 65-inch on my room upstairs. Now I'm thinking my upstairs.
You heard that 65-inch TV. Blacks love entertainment. Again, this would be normally one of Anton Daniels' subscribers, Patreon members, bag chasers. But remember, entertainment, 65-inch TVs, clothing, jewelry, nails, a place to live, all come before Anton Daniels' bag chasing membership. That's how these things work.
This was the only safe place in this house. Because I came over there and packed up all my stuff out the closet. When I say I got about 10 big garbage bags of clothes.
Did you hear that? This is what it's like renting to blacks. Listen what she said.
Over there and packed up all my stuff out the closet. When I say I got about 10 big garbage bags of clothes.
Heard that? 10 big garbage bags of clothing.
And I have crates and crates of shoes. I got stuff I was selling on.
Crates and crates of shoes. This is what it's like renting to black people. They spend a lot of money on frivolous things, clothing, bags on top of bags of clothing, shoes.
Because I came over there and packed up all my stuff out the closet. When I say I got about 10 big garbage bags of clothes. And I have crates and crates of shoes. I got stuff I was selling on Etsy and Mercari and Poshmark. So my upstairs is already.
And that is the next thing what I tell you. Well, let's see. Blacks don't have a physical economy anymore. Everything's virtual. So listen to what she says. Listen to this.
Shoes. I got stuff I was selling on Etsy and Mercari and Poshmark.
I got stuff I was selling online. They can't open up stores in their community anymore. Too dangerous. They've moved up to the virtual world. So you hear her selling in the virtual world because the streets where she would normally sell this to these people are too dangerous to do business.
So my upstairs is already packed to go. And I said, I told my brother, I said, leave everything upstairs in my room because this is the only safe place in this house from these rodents. Because one of the girls, so my brother hired some girls to come pack up for me, right? Some of y'all heard this story, but I have new people on here I'm sharing with. And the next day they came, rodents was jumping all off the boxes, all off my sofa, on both my kids going, right? But I had the queen size beds and stuff. I bought those, so they still there. They went and bought their own stuff. And then I got a queen size upstairs. My brother got one in the basement. We got 4 queen size bedroom sets. So she said, oh my God, Miss Nina. She said, this house is really infested, like you said. I used to get so scared, yo. My brother go to work because I work from home.
Damn, I gotta take this call. Give me 1 minute. Where the hell's my phone? Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. And then I think I told you.
I just couldn't let this snow sit there, so I went ahead and shoveled some of it. You know what I mean? A good bit of it. I actually found the shovel. Actually, I meant to call you and tell you to cancel the order for that new shovel.
I never ordered one because you never, when we were talking about it, you said you had to get on. I think you had a call coming in.
Oh.
I was trying to figure out which one to order.
Well, it said order this snow rake.
Snow rake?
Yeah, snow rake.
Oh, okay. I have a stink bug in my house.
What?
I'm like, where did this come from? It's upstairs.
What? I don't know what that is.
I put JB in his room, closed the door. It's like by the fire extinguisher, not the fire extinguisher. The fire alarm. It's moving a little bit now. trying to see what it's gonna do.
You know, I had some guys that were gonna shovel the snow, man. You know, these boys, they asked me to send them an Uber. They asked me for gas money. They asked me, can you buy me a shovel? Give me yeah. Huh? Say what?
Where'd you find out?
Facebook.
They were advertising that they shovel?
Yeah. And they were like, yo, we ain't got no shovel. We ain't got no ride. And pay us a deposit. I said, what?
That's weird. I wonder if that was a scam.
Yeah, but I talked to them, so it probably was a scam. But it's probably people so desperate to get snow, so whatever. Mhm. Whatever,
Yeah.
Anyway,
My heart is like racing.
why? Because of the stink bug?
Yeah. I gotta get down the stairs. I'm scared if I go past it, it's gonna move like.
You want me to go over there? You want me to come over there and kill it? I kill it.
No. Take too long for you to get here.
20 minutes.
Should Ethan just spray soapy water on it. It says that's better than bug spray.
How do you know it's a stink bug?
Stink bug?
Yeah,
Looks like one.
I never seen one before. Oh shit, Lisa. Let me call you right back. Hold on for a second. I'll call you right back. Else, Lisa. She got a stink bug. I may have to go in and kill a stink bug for her.
I would grab my briefcase and my laptop and stuff and jump in a car with him. He'd be like, "Where I'm gonna take you? I can't take you to work. Take me to McDonald's, take me to Starbucks." I would sit there all day until David came home, and David would pick me up, like he picking me up from the daycare, and bring me to his house and babysit me until my brother come back. It was that scary for me. Then it got so bad, I'm like, I ain't going home. I haven't been home since October, y'all. I have not been. I went there one time with Robert and my brother to help pack.
Now, I want you to listen to what she said. I have not been home since October. Yet she still maintains residency there. All of her things are there. At the least, that's storage. She's not paying the landlord anything. She's holding out possession of the place so she can sue the man. She's going to explain this. This is what it's like renting to black people. CT asked me on this panel earlier. He said, John, renting to women with children. This is why you don't rent to black women with children.
Up my stuff, and that's how everything got packed up. But let me tell y'all what happened. My brother just got off the phone with me. That's why I said I'm going to share with my people, because I want landlords to be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
I want landlords to be exposed. I'm tired of this shit, man. Especially, I started over at 50, y'all. I am 56. I have been back home from Birmingham, Alabama since 2019. I came back with just enough that fits in an SUV because I had an asshole husband who I just left all the stuff down there to get away from him, right?
So she had a lot of stuff and she left it in Alabama and she got to Michigan and reaccumulated all this stuff again.
I came back, it was homeless in my car. Then my daughter ended up with leukemia. So I'm living from my car to the hospital. Somebody called and told him my daughter was sick, which is his stepdaughter.
This is why you don't rent to blacks with children, black women with children, because any illness that their daughter or children go through, you're going to be on the hook for like the sympathy rent. I can't pay rent right now. My daughter's sick. We going back and forth to the hospital and shit.
I think his intentions was to come see about her. He spotted the SUV because he was mad that I left. And he drove it away. And everything I had left in that vehicle in the world was in there. So all I had was the clothes on my back. So from 2019 to 2026, I had to try to rebuild my life. In between that, I caught a case for self-defense and they charged me. I had never been in trouble.
Imagine all this. She rebuilding her life, catching cases, and somebody got to be her landlord. She's not living outside. Where is she living?
I met a Karen at my last apartment, ended up with a $7,200 judgment. Let me tell you how I ended up with $7,200 judgment.
No, her last apartment, she said she met a Karen. These are the conflicts that these people go through life.
You heard this before? Okay, I understand, but let me repeat it to the people that never heard it. This is how life happens. Stop judging people. The Karen tried to sick dogs on my kids at the pool. I had a beautiful condo.
And this is a tragedy of the commons that I talk about so often. You'll hear it. There's a common pool this black woman left her children at the common pool.
It was like a condo style apartment with the fire. It was so banging. They had the waterfalls out there. We had the resort pool with the outside grills. I mean, it was so nice. I loved my place. But this certain Karen, who was an assistant manager, who was trying to take her manager job, you know them kind, she kept picking with everybody, want to be super manager. And she had my kids up against the fence with some dogs one time, like this the 50s. So instead of me whooping her ass,
That's the blacks going to violence again. One of the reasons why it makes it so difficult to rent to them.
Called the security guard out there. He's like, I told the kids they can sit here because the mom and the parents was on the other side. We was over there at the fire pit. You know, because I had company, right? We was at the gazebo.
See that? See, she was separated from her children. You hear this? That's why the white lady intervened.
Called the security guard out there. He's like, I told the kids they can sit here because the mom and the parents was on the other side. We was over there at the fire pit.
On the other side, at the fire pit. So what's happening here more than likely is that whatever this HOA president, whatever the hell she is, she's looking out for the liability of the homeowners. Sister gal here just want to enjoy herself. The security guard, he's just siding with the party of least resistance.
You know, because I had company, right? We was at the gazebo. Well, I know the rules, and I seen them on the camera because she lived out there. I seen them on the camera after hours. I said, so you trying to stick dogs on my kids? No, I just brought my dogs with me. So I'm starting to complain, and they stopped sending maintenance to my house. So what I did is put my money in escrow. I said, okay, I'm not paying y'all shit.
This is typical black tactic. Very typical black tactic. For those of you landlords or aspiring landlords, this is a very typical black tactic. Trust me, bro. If you ever get a black tenant say, I'm paying in the escrow, you got to figure out how to get rid of that tenant. Trust me. Because they're probably not going to be paying in the escrow, and the courts are not going to be mandating that they do. You're going to have to go through eviction to get the person out. Escrow is a separate matter.
Until y'all figure out what we finna do here, we can go to court. We get to court. The judge, see, I had all my back money, right? So the judge was on my side because he...
Understand, landlords. She had all her back money in the possession of the property, didn't pay the landlord, and the judge is on her side. Why?
She didn't dealt with this lady before with other tenants. I didn't know that. So she didn't like Melissa.
See, now you got past history playing against you. This makes it all the more reason why you don't rent to black women in particular, who have the organization to be meticulous in their litigation.
So she was like, well, why every time I come in here, we got a problem with you and you doing people like this and that, just leave people alone. The judge going off. She said, okay, this is what we're going to do. Miss Mayberry got her money for her back rent. Where's her new lease? Oh, we decided we're not going to re-sign her lease. We just going to part ways. It's just not working. She said, well, she's been a faithful tenant. I see her payment history for 3 years. What are you talking? Well,
but the lady just said, I've been paying my money in the escrow. The landlord hasn't received $1 of that. 3 years payment history in the escrow doesn't mean a damn thing to the landlord because they haven't received a damn thing.
It's just because it's a conflict of interest with us. So now here I am that held my money, right? Oh, thousands of dollars right now. They want me to pay them and leave. So I got to make a decision. Do I pay them and leave broke? Or do I take my money and leave and she go on my credit?
There you go. That's the paradox of the blacks. She's consumed the place. She's acknowledged that she lived elsewhere while her things were in the house, which means that the landlord could not rent it to anyone else. But she doesn't want to pay for that because she said, I saw a mouse. So I'm going to leave myself there. I don't want to pay for the storage of my things. I can't bring it where I am. So I'm going to leave it here just so I can sue the landlord. That's more or less what she's saying. A free place to store my things while I prepare to sue the landlord.
Never had a money judgment in my life on my credit. I had to leave and get a $7,200 money judgment. Now here I am, like, oh man, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm thinking because I ain't got nowhere to go, I got to hold on to my money. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just paying off my credit. But I had to hold on. So I'm pinching off this way for 3 years, y'all. I couldn't find nowhere to go. when shit get on your credit like that, they don't care if you have money. They are not going to rent to you.
You heard that? They don't care if you got money. No one wants to deal with these blacks. Because with money, without money, they're always going to be a problem. No matter what. Without fail. These things are true.
I went in one place and degraded myself. I'm like, man, I went in there crying, begging for them to rent me a place. I said, listen, I got 3 months rent of deposit. She looked at me and said, nope, your credit, I got a scar on it from your last apartment. I'm sorry.
Trust me. You see me rent rooms to people all the time. I don't check credit. I can't check credit. All the blacks' credit is bad. I'm trying to get it the best black person that I can find within a bunch of trash. She's trash. She doesn't know that she's viewed from the landlord perspective as trash because she's willing to go all the way and go to court. No one wants to deal with that.
Give me a place. So I'm stuck between my kids, living in the car, you know. So when I met Mr. Willie, I told you I started YouTube.
Mr. Willie's the black man, and you hear her say she started YouTube. That's the only way blacks can start businesses now, the virtual economy. The streets are so dangerous, they can't do business there.
I'm stressed out. This case I had got for self-defense on my daughter. If y'all don't know the story, go watch my old videos. It's down there about what happened with my case in Michigan and how they did me. Never been in trouble in my life. So I end up with a misdemeanor. So the field that I normally work in, I couldn't work at the banks, daycare, because now I got a high court misdemeanor and I look like I'm dangerous.
So that's what makes it another reason. You know, again, CT asked me earlier, he said, John, what's the biggest issue dealing with blacks? Rent to blacks. Why is it hard to rent to blacks? Listen to what this lady just said. Did she not explain it all? Listen.
The story, go watch my old videos. It's down there about what happened with my case in Michigan and how they did me. Never been in trouble in my life. Mm-hmm. So I end up with a misdemeanor. So the field that I normally work in, I couldn't work at the banks.
So the field that she normally works in, she can't work in those fields anymore. So how's she going to make her living? How? That becomes the next obvious question. If you can't work in the fields that you normally work in, how are you going to make a living?
Because now I got a high
court
misdemeanor.
High court misdemeanor. But if you're a landlord, she's in your house, she just caught a high court misdemeanor. She can't pay her rent. She got bags and bags of clothes and shoes. She's not about to just move out and go to a homeless shelter. She's going to squat down in your house. And she's going to find some reason, some legal loophole to allow her to do that. This is how it works down the street. This is what Anton Daniel should put in his Patreon membership. How to deal with blacks like John Gall has done. This is a real world example right here. How would I deal with blacks like this?
Yeah, I look like I'm dangerous when I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So this is how your life get messed up. By other people judging you wrong. So now I'm like, I got to drive DoorDash. I'm driving DoorDash. I'm doing a grocery thing. Yeah, she's doing all the low economy things because she can't work anywhere else. This is a black that does not accept responsibility. As Anton Daniels was saying, the world, the economy is becoming very small for people like this. DoorDash, Uber Eats, things like that. You know, I got some videos, and I was showing some of these videos on CT's channel, and I think I have some here that I want to share with you guys. Let's see. Where is it? It's this way. Let's see. Is this it? Yeah, this is it right here. Let me put this on Twitter. I'm not even sure if this is posted on Twitter, but either way. Barely making any money, stressed the hell out. Luckily, I had Leon in my life, so I will always get a release going to Chicago and being over there for 2 weeks just to get away from just the drama. So when was it? Last September, I think.
Now, I know you might notice one of the things she said is she has a man, Leon, or whoever. She can go to Chicago, get away from it all. She stays with him about 2 weeks. but she can't move in with Leon. It's the way it works in the Black community. She'll have a little John, a Dick, that she can go and get away from it all. But he won't take her in and get her away from those mice and rats in that environment that she is complaining about. And so I want to share this with you. This is something I saw today. Look. This is what I saw today. Listen to this. Look at this.
I found this interesting. Here's a reporter.
Look at this shit.
This is Uber Eats.
This motherfucker ordered 13 cookies from McDonald's. Can you see that? Can you see that? 13 cookies by way of DoorDash Uber Eats. 13 cookies. 13 cookies. Can everyone see that? For those of you that can't, I'll zoom, if I can, into this. 13. Look. I'm going to read to you what he just ordered from DoorDash. Uber Eats. Whatever the hell it is. 1 strawberry cream pie. I didn't even know McDonald's sold that. McDonald's sell a strawberry cream pie? I don't eat McDonald's. I don't know what they sell. Right? Strawberry, do they sell that? How much does that cost? Is this real? Yeah, they sell one. Look at this shit. They sell a strawberry cream pie. You don't see this? It's almost this Latino season. I never knew this. They sell a strawberry cream pie. As of early 2025, the strawberry and creme has returned to select McDonald's offering, replacing the holiday pie. 280 grams, 15 sugary, whatever. All right, so this is it. 13 cookies, 2 apple pies, and 13 chocolate chip cookies. That's amazing. That is amazing. And then you see this. This is the kitchen. This is it.
I found this interesting. Here's a reporter. This is Uber Eats. It's 1 strawberry cream pie, 1 2 apple pie, 13 cookies, 13 chocolate chip cookies, 2 milks there.
This shit is amazing.
This candy. And here's a pizza box. Here's a pizza box. This had to be delivered, I'm sure. This way. Here's something else. I'm sure it had to be delivered. And this was delivered by Uber Eats again. You see that?
1 mozzarella stick, 1 chicken nuggets. Crispy chicken nuggets, medium. Uber Eats. Look, this is 1:19 in the morning. See this? 1:19 in the morning.
That's what they serve there. And then again, let's get another Uber Eats. This butter there. Just more bullshit. It's really kind of amazing.
And this is more or less how these people live, how they, consume. It's just all like instant consumable stuff. I showed this on CT's panel. This is how the kitchen looks. So one of the reasons, if you're a landlord, this is why you don't look. Check this.
we're going to be reviewing a lady who was complaining about mice a while back. So I want to show you this. If you look at just all of the crumbs, all the crumbs that are behind. What I'm showing you that these people do not clean up behind themselves. You see this? These are just crumbs on top of crumbs, on top of crumbs, on top of crumbs, on top of crumbs. You notice they keep a lot of those condiments from the grocery store, from the restaurants. I don't know what the hell this is. Cayenne pepper, liquid drops, liquid drops. This is just crumbs on top of crumbs. And this is something very interesting. You might find this interesting. These are like rotten bananas. These bananas are just rotted down to nothing here. This is trash. You can see all that. And then you go to the top shelf here. There's more rotten bananas. These bananas are basically rotted down to nothing. It's just dried out here. Again, more just trash. Crumbs, 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 crumbs. And oftentimes what you see among the blacks is that things like this, they'll have all these kind of, what the hell is this? All this healthy type stuff. I don't know what this is. Is this cat food? Someone must have had a cat here.
That's cat food right there. Cat food, quinoa. And this is what you see. Like this is the tragedy of the club playing out all that money she spent on takeout. Yeah, and that's one of my better tenants, honestly, that spent the money on the takeout. He's a security guard. This is a lot of blacks don't want to do security guards. But that's one of my better tenants, honestly. How much money they spend on frivolous shit like this. But back to this lady. This is why I caution people about being a landlord. I see Latino and Master Kim in the chat. I caution people about being landlords, and if you're going to be a landlord, you have to really know these people. I would say in these inner cities, it really kind of transcends race in some ways. It is a lower class tactic of trying to keep their head afloat.
I go see Leon for 2 weeks. I come back. I tell my daughter, Gina, my baby girl, come pick me up, right? At the train. I said, come get me. She said, okay. But mom, your car, it was an SUV had a Traverse. It's driving funny. I said, what you mean? Because I know how I left my vehicle, right? So her and her friend comes pick me up. And it's like, cluck, cluck, cluck. I said, what the hell wrong with my stuff? She said, her friend said, I don't know. I went to the store and it like stopped. Now I didn't have this vehicle at this time, 2 or 3 years. Wasn't nothing wrong with my vehicle. She said, and the guy had to put some oil in it. And he told me he needed an oil change. I said, it did need an oil change. Who told you to touch my damn vehicle? That's why I parked it, because when I came back, I was going straight to get the oil change. She done told my son, David, and I don't know why David didn't call me, because I used to let them use the vehicle sometimes. Miss Nina said I can use the vehicle. So she had it a couple of days with no oil in it. Blew my engine.
So this is very typical. This is why, people in the ghetto do not trust each other. Oftentimes they'll extend a courtesy to someone and say, hey, we can share this car. Then one person will drive the car with no oil in it because this person left it with no oil in it because she expected to go get an oil change, but she didn't tell the people that she extended the courtesy of driving her car. So now you got a problem. And this is what it's like renting to blacks. It's bullshit on top of bullshit. And so now this lady right here is going to come to you. She's going to say, Mr. John, I can't pay my rent because my daughter drove my car with no oil in it. I left my car parked with no oil in it because I was out of town visiting my dick. And when I got back in town from my dick, I was going to get the oil change, but my daughter drove the car with no oil, and now I can't go to work, so I can't pay my rent. So, Mr. John, I'm going to be short on this, my rent. You're like, well, what the hell do you want me from me? Where did I come into the equation of messing up your ability to pay your rent? That's where the government come in. Well, Mr. John, where the government said, well, I got 60 days or whatever. And they be like, well, shit. This is what it's like dealing with these people. Trust me.
Now I ain't got no car.
Man,
You know, so I'm like, what the? And Gina, like, I didn't know she had it. She didn't lie to get my vehicle and blew my engine and had another look in my face and said, well, nobody tell you not to change your oil.
this is the low trust environment, the low trust society that she's speaking of. It extends to everything. Everything. Because it destroys. This is why you can't rent. This is why, like, look, when I used to rent Section 8, it used to hurt my heart. I ain't gonna lie to you. It would hurt my heart. I'd have to tell the blacks, I'm like, I can't rent to you. And I used to put ads in the Washington Post, and you couldn't say Section 8 only. You could not do that. It's against the law. So I'd have to say 3-bedroom house available for rent. Section 8 welcome. Section 8 approved. Because I don't want her. I don't want this woman right here on the screen. I don't want her. And so I'll be trying to advertise, but she will show up anyway, and I'd just be wasting her time. Because I'm not going to rent to her. Because she is not able. Her life is too dysfunctional to rent to her. And she has the government backing nonetheless. If I do rent to her, she can really cause me a lot of problems. So you don't rent to her.
I said, you know what? Come by here, my Lord. Come by here.
There
I
they
had
go.
to pray. Because I'm like, Lord, I know this little can't replace my car, and I ain't going to catch another case. So let me just give it to you, Jesus. So I started driving my brother Cadillac, my kid's car. I just counted it on joy. Kept on moving.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother called me and said, Nina, it's a nice house. It's a 3-story house. The basement fully remodeled. It's a black landlord. He seemed like he cool. I think he'll rent it to you. And I said,
A who? It's a what, landlord? I keep trying to tell you, they need. Anthony Daniels said, we need more FleeceJohnsons. That's what he said. We need more fleece. We need more FleeceJohnson. But what did that lady just say? She said, like, it's a black landlord. Why does that matter? Why does it matter if she got her money? Why does it matter if the landlord is black? That's interesting. Because from Anton's perspective,
and people don't seem to understand that and concentrate on things like FleeceJohnson. So what do you think?
Fleece? That's my guy.
What do you think about
Fleece?
it?
What do you love Fleece? I think I was supposed to have a new interview. I'm gonna do something with him in the spring. We're gonna do some new content together. Fleece is necessary. Fleece is necessary.
it's but what about John?
so my brother called me and said, Nina, it's a nice house. It's a 3-story house. The basement fully remodeled. It's a black landlord. He seemed like he cool. I think he'll rent it to you. And I said, he gonna do a credit check? He said, probably not. He just remodeled the house. He said his last tenants trashed the house. These last tenants tore his house to
The last tenants were black and they trashed the house. And now you're gonna take a chance on another black. He has nowhere else to go. Because the blacks who created neighborhoods where no one else want to live there.
It was like a trap house. Holes in it. I didn't know until afterwards.
Trap house.
But anyway, I go over there and meet him. I tell the man my story. He act like he want to help me, talked about God and all that. He said,
What was her story, I wonder? Was it a story of like progress and hope? Or was it a woe is me? I'm beaten down. I need help with the landlord type of story.
when you want to move in? And I'm like, I'm praising. You gonna give me the place because it took me so long to get somewhere. He said, yeah, but what you got to do is pay me this March. Pay me January and February deposit, and I give it to you. So you want me to pay you for rent? I won't even hear. A black man. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna write the check. I said, you know what? I can have it a cashier's check sent to you straight to your door because my credit union is out of the state. I was married. Every single month, y'all. Every single month, FedEx would drop off my rent to his front door a week early. I would call at the end of every month for the next month. He didn't even have to leave the house. My dang on cashier's check was at his door, FedEx. I would pay extra $12 to get it delivered. Never was late, because my thing was, okay, I'm here in this place. I got to stay until I fix my credit, get my life back going, and then I'm leaving Michigan. But until now, then, I'm going to make sure everything on point. My bills paid, my rent, I'm going to stay on top of my shit. I'm not going to fail. Then we start seeing little shit. Then he promised me he was going to fix the yard, never did. I had to pay landscapers to come in, constantly fix the yard. Then I planted trees. Somebody cut my damn trees down in my yard.
So now she's complaining about things that has nothing to do with the housing. Trees. To my landlords out here, the people that want to be landlords. When the blacks start complaining about stuff like that, just get rid of them. Use that as an excuse to get rid of them. Trust me on that. You got a black talking about, like, man, like, yo, bro, the landlord, the landscape around here suck. Hey, man, I ain't gonna be doing anything about it. I know you don't like it, man. Anything I can do to help you find another place, I think that'd be good for both of us. Press his hand. Because it is not about the landscaping. Trust me. When the blacks started complaining about something extraneous like that, landscaping, the color of the paint on the wall, the this or the that, just get rid of the person. Don't even try to reason with them. Say, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to meet your standards. So whatever you need me to do to help you find a new place, just let me know. See how they respond. Trust me on that.
I think because half the street he owns with his tenants.
Look at that.
And I think they were getting kind of jealous of how
They had the street he owned, and they were what?
I was fixing up that house because nobody else's yard was looking like mine. So next thing you know, she had a landscaper come in and do her yard almost like mine. I wake up one morning, my tree's cut down. So I'm telling Mr. Willie, like, did somebody cut my damn tree? I mean, she didn't never speak to me. I said, the lady act like she don't even like me. I don't even know what's going on. I can't say she did it, but she didn't like me for no damn reason. Black people. So I'm like, what the hell going on? Then I ain't gonna go that deep.
Yeah, she's explaining to you the bullshit amongst blacks. It's the bullshit amongst blacks. She complained that somebody cut her damn tree down. What's the odds of somebody cutting her tree down? But she gonna complain to the landlord saying, I shouldn't have to pay my rent because somebody cut my tree down. The next door neighbor cut it down. What the hell they got to do with me? I shouldn't have to pay my rent.
You know, I ain't gonna put her in there. But anyway, she told me one day when I had talked to her one day since I've been here, and she said, man, that house was so trash before you moved over there. He wanted me and my kids to clean it up. And he's going
the way that blacks gossip. It doesn't matter how the house was. She found it comfortable enough to pay her money to live there. But see, as the lady said, the black man owned all the property in the neighborhood. And so what the black woman doing, telling the other black woman, hey, don't pay your rent. That house used to be trash. But how is it now? Was it acceptable to you?
okay. And she said it was so nasty. I was like, oh, hell no. She said then my daughter was going to rent and she changed her mind because she knew how it looked before he remodeled it. And he wanted $1,800. She said no. So I'm sitting there like, damn, it was that bad? She said it was that bad. So now I'm realizing he remodeled this place and left the rodents in the walls. You see what I'm talking about? And then it was empty for a couple of years, I think.
So here's what the black is saying. He remodeled the place, but the rodents decided to just stay in the wall for how long?
After they left. So this house and the garage yard is so infested. Here's, I think, walls. You see what I'm talking about? He remodeled this place and left the rodents in the walls. You see what I'm talking about? And then it was empty for a couple of years, I think.
So the rodents just stayed there for a couple of years, didn't come out to eat, go nowhere else. They just waiting on her to move in. This is the logic of blacks. This is why it's so difficult to rent to them. Trust me on that. I've been doing it for a long time.
After they left. So this house and the garage yard is so infested. I got the electric garage door open. He's like, yeah, you just push the button. I'm thinking, oh, it's nice. Man, I pushed the door to go park in there one day and rodents, Chuck E. Cheese was like, where you going? I was there like, you right. Let me close your door back. I closed the door, but y'all can have that shit. But from the garage to my house is infested. But tonight, This is why I'm making this video. Please share, because I want every slumlord to hear this, because y'all wrong as hell how y'all do people. Y'all buy all these old properties, barely fix them up, and get over on your own people. Not just your own people, poor people. And y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Now, this lady has already admitted that she had nowhere else to go. She had nowhere to go. And here comes a black landlord willing to accept her, and now she is out to shame the landlord. This is what it's like dealing with blacks. This is what it's like dealing with black tenants, to be honest with you. That's why I won't rent them a whole place. For the landlords, do not, you're taking a real gamble renting an entire place to black women, particularly black women with children. I'm just telling you. You got to figure out a way to get around that, to mitigate that risk.
This man has been in the real estate game for 40 years.
Damn, sound like jungle. He been in the game for how long?
This man has been in the real estate game for 40 years. 40 years. This man owns probably 25, 30 properties. He is not hurting for no money. His son is one of the biggest real estate agents in
What does that have to do with anything? One might ask, but
Michigan. His daughter is an attorney. This man got over on a poor woman who had just got her life back and don't think shit about it, and had the nerve to tell me, if I keep messing with him, I'm going to end up in prison. Who? Your ass on your way. Because what I'm not is stupid. I did my research. It's called constructive eviction. When you got to leave due to infestation or something, that's called constructive eviction. I left out of my house and
Yo, this is the biggest problem, honestly, of dealing with blacks. Trust me. They're smart enough, and the laws are written in their favor. And if you get one in their house that's litigious and halfway intelligent, she'll find a loophole in the law, and you will be at a severe disadvantage.
October and left everything in there. All I got is 3 little duffel bags of clothes. When I'm at my house, I have about 10 bags of brand new clothes, shoes.
You heard that? 10 bags of clothes, 3 duffel bags of clothes.
Purses. I'm scared to even take a purse, because I'm like, is they in the purses? Who went over there tonight to get my daughter TV? Let me go back to that.
So someone went over there to get her 65-inch TV that belonged to her daughter, who was not on the lease. So now she's moved people in that aren't on the lease. Maybe they brought the rats. Who knows? But this is what it's like when you rent to these lower-income black women that have children. Not only may they bring their children in, you heard her earlier say her grandchildren will come over. Those grandchildren will likely destroy, tear up things, and she's going to blame everyone except for those grandchildren.
My brother said, oh, okay, I'll come up there and help you get it, because it's a 65-inch, right?
You heard that?
They go up there and unplug the TV. Rodents started running everywhere. So they had to shake the TV and make sure it wasn't none of the TV. And James, my brother, said, oh my God, Nina is about to snap, because this is the only part of the house that they weren't in. They was jumping all out of my clothes, y'all.
All out of their clothes.
Now they was downstairs jumping out the stuff downstairs. Now they all in my clothes upstairs. Do y'all know I got at least, I'll say, I ain't gonna over exaggerate, about 25, 30 pair of shoes.
You heard that? You heard that? 25, 30. See, this is what blacks spend their money on. This is why Anthony Dames is able to make such a fool out of these people. Listen.
Downstairs jumping out the stuff downstairs. Now they all in my clothes upstairs. Do y'all know I got at least, I'll say, I ain't gonna over exaggerate, about 25, 30 pair of shoes with the purses to match.
Y'all heard that? A couple of days back, I had a black break in my house. Anyone remember that? Do you know why he broke in? It wasn't because he had gold and silver in there. It was because he had.
Now they all in my clothes upstairs. Do y'all know I got at least, I'll say, I ain't gonna over exaggerate, about 25, 30 pair of shoes with the purses to match.
You put a black out and they got all their purses and shit in there. They're gonna fight you like it's gold in that house. Trust me on that. Might as well just steer clear of them. Particularly the black women that have purses. Man, I could tell you, because, yeah, shit, I'm not pointing at anybody. You know what I used to do? You know what I used to do to the sister gals? Let me see. What is it? What is it? Damn. Am I not? What? This can't be real. What is it? Oh, man. Where is it at? So what I used to do, damn. Where is it at? I got so much shit on. Damn. This is what I used to do to the sister guys. Landlord, this is a landlord special for you, nigga. Damn. I might show you later. Hey, you have to remind me. Remind me. Yeah, I should do like Anton Daniels. Be like, this is for the bag chasers. Where my shit at? Oh, my shit at? Remind me, this would be for the bag chasers. This is for the bag chasers.
I got nice evening gowns. I got suits. I got pants. I got all this stuff in the back.
Ooh, did you say she got what?
Purses to match. I got nice evening gowns. I got suits. I got pants. I got all this stuff in the back. And I was so scared to pack up that I was even throwing my dresses and they just bought them, throwing them back.
Now remember, she's renting, paying $1,800 a month. This is what it's like renting to these people. Person, shoes and match, 65-inch TVs, but no rent, complaining about everything, can't solve any problems. People have been dealing with mice for thousands of years. They figured out a way. She seen a mice and she ended up on Prozac. That's what she said. Look, listen.
So come on in, make sure you like it. Story. Sunday all the time, so I'm always clear my eye. This is a Lord, Lord, you. I was shaking like a leaf. My heart was. Now, he said, there's nothing in clothes. I even paid for trash. $40 a month for trash. He was like, oh man. So and I'm gonna go now. Closet, I got a wake up there. It was weird, huh? Man, it was big holes like this, like in the corners of the closet. And I said, and then one you can see through, and it's a dark other side. Got the refrigerator, the desk. Robert would come and be laughing at me like, girl, you. And then when my oldest daughter had to come stay with me for a month, she was waiting for her new place. Fake by far.
She don't know that.
And if you watch the video before this one, way back in March. And I'm like, I don't even remember saying this because I am so proactive, y'all. I'm so clean. I don't all kind of medications because
the blacks would do that. These damn blacks would go take pharmaceutical drugs to use that as a basis to sue you. Trust me.
I'm gonna have to call Red Cross and see what they can do, and I'm suing the hell out of him. And he had the nerve to send me a damn text message last week telling me I got a problem with you. Ain't that a?
You heard that? The black said, I'm gonna sue the hell out of him.
2 pair of socks until I buy me some boots. All my stuff gone. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to call Red Cross and see what they can do, and I'm suing the hell out of him. Mm-hmm. And he had the nerve to send me a damn text message last week telling me I got a problem with you. Ain't that a? Because he want his back rent.
Because he want his back rent. That's a problem. This is what it's like dealing with these blacks. Now, all of her things are still stored in this man's house. He can't rent it to anyone else. He can't fix the problem. She's using that as a basis to store her things and use it to sue the man. Amazing.
He want his back rent. He said he got a problem with me. I done lost everything that I saved for in the last 3 years dealing with a slum lord that's a black man.
No other whites would deal with you. That's the problem. No whites would deal with her. So she got to deal with a slum black landlord.
Y'all say support your people. Now, instead of him, you know how I know he knew this house was infested? I probably got more than 25 pair of shoes. For real, I probably got more.
So she got more than 25 pair of shoes. Okay.
But you know how, and the reason I only got 25, because I left all my shit in Birmingham. I started with clothes on my back. I didn't have not one pair.
So she had more than 25 pair of shoes, some in Birmingham.
Some sandals. You know what I'm saying? So this how I know he knew this house was infested. Because when I started complaining, I said, you need a exterminator. He didn't ask no questions. All right, I'll send an exterminator. And when I first asked him, he said, no, ain't no mice over there. Ain't no mice in there. Then I asked him again because my kids started seeing them. He said, oh, yeah, the tenants before you, they had a few. That ain't what you told me. Because if you would have told me it was a few up in there, Nina wouldn't have moved there. I promise you, I wouldn't have moved there. And that's
why would you have moved? You had no other options. Is a black landlord the only one willing to accept you?
First question, because it's my biggest fear. Does this house have any problems with roaches or mice? Because I don't get down like that. And then I come in a week before and plug in my plugins. All over the house, I got plugins, the sensors and shit. You know, I make sure, no. This is how I know this house is that bad, because I have never, ever, ever lived in a place that my plugins didn't work.
So what she's talking about is a lot of times blacks move in and they rely on electrical devices. This is for the landlord. This is like a landlord discussion. And so landlords, for the landlords out here, blacks will go and buy things like this. This is what she's speaking of, in case you're not familiar with this. This is what blacks will buy. Like Bell and Howell, pest sensor, pest repellents. This is what blacks will buy. That's what she's speaking of.
Even when I owned a house older than that house, a big old house. I put the plug-ins 2 weeks before I moved there. I think we seen one and didn't see no more. And I was there 5 years before I got rid of that house and went somewhere else. So I'm like, it's no way in the hell that these plugins that I have all over this house and how I spray and how I clean this, we should still be seeing rodents. So he said they had them sometimes, right? Then he turned around to tell my brother, when my brother said, man, this house, this ain't right, because I'm seeing more and more in the basement. Oh man, it's a sewage problem around here, I was told. That's why everybody got cats. What? He knew this house was infested. Then he got the exterminator. No questions. I'm gonna call the exterminator. They came, looked around, and do shit. 2 weeks later, I said, Mr. Willie, we need another exterminator. Oh, okay, I'll send you another one. Now, if he didn't believe this house was infested, would he been paying for exterminators like that?
So she's saying if he didn't pay for the exterminators, she'd have been mad at him. He did pay for the exterminators, which is what she asked for, and she's mad at him because of that. See, this is what I'm saying. When you're dealing with black people, as a landlord, like they're always on the pathway of building a case against you. What does that mean? Okay. This lady's been there for, let's say, 6 months. She could have easily moved, but she didn't. Why not? Because she wants to build a case to sue this landlord. She's already said that she's going to sue the landlord. So now she's going back and forth with him, just building her case against him, documenting it. A lot of women are very good at documentation, and this is what she's doing.
That exterminator didn't do nothing. So next thing you know, he come in with a whole big bag of traps. I get anxiety seeing a mouse trap. That's how bad it is for me.
Yet she doesn't move. Why doesn't she move? Because she's building her case. She's already told you something about some kind of constructive eviction or whatever. She's researched the law. She said that.
So I come in from the grocery store. I look down and just went crazy. It's a trap right here by the stove, by the refrigerator, under the table. I'm running, screaming. My brother run. What's wrong? Screaming for my brother. I said, get him. He thinking it's right. He said, what? I said, the traps. And see, my brother didn't know I was that scared of him. So he took the traps downstairs in the basement. By the time my brother took them traps in the basement in the back room and came back upstairs because he was laughing at me, them traps was going off in the basement. He caught 4 in like 10 minutes.
Now, here's what should have happened. Her brother, knowing that she doesn't have many options in terms of finding a place to live, should have emptied the traps, didn't even alert her, said, girl, ain't no mice down here. Everything's good. But he alarmed her. Girl, look how many mice down here. I just caught 4. She all freaked out. let her tell it. And now she's, going to the extreme.
I was like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. So I go in the other room, now knowing Mr. Willie went in Gino's room and put 5 traps in there. He put 5 in the Gino room. He put 1 in my closet, 1 in the back. They was all over the house. That's the day I left. That was in October. I think it was October the 5th, and I ain't been back. Actually, I went back to get some stuff, and Sonny was in there playing with his ball, and his ball went over on some droppings. I didn't see till the last minute. I tried to grab it real quick, and he grabbed the ball, like put it on his face. My baby was sick the whole night. I got that too for the judge. He was
You heard that? I got that too for the judge. This is how the blacks live their life, for come-ups on someone else. This is why there's so few black businesses. Imagine dealing with someone like this, down on their luck for housing. And here she is about to sue you over mice. You're going to win, more than likely. It's just best to steer clear of these type of people, unfortunately.
throwing up so bad, we had to rush him to the emergency room because he touched some droppings.
So she went to the emergency room because her child touched droppings. I heard you hear that. I hope you heard that. Huh?
And my daughter, who was sleeping in that room, who always sick and had to stay with me for a month till her place was available, she ended up being hospitalized for a week.
So now you got someone who wasn't even on the lease, also now a litigant against you, the daughter, who supposedly was going to find her place within a month. Now she's in a lawsuit against you. This is why you can't rent to these people. I hope it's very clear for everyone. Like, you're taking a real serious chance renting to black women with children, grown or otherwise, because any of them could become your de facto tenant. As she just explained. Like, I hope you heard this. Listen. And my daughter,
Who always sick and had to stay with me for a month till her place was available.
you heard us saying, my daughter who always sick, right? So now you're taking in a person who's always sickly. You didn't check her credit, didn't check anything about it, but now she's your tenant. And lo and behold, she's a sickly young woman.
Real quick, and he grabbed the ball, like put it on his face. My baby was sick the whole night. I got that too for the judge. He was throwing up so bad, we had to rush him to the emergency room because he touched some droppings.
Just because he touched some dropping, these blacks will run their child to the emergency room, and then in their lawsuit, you will be responsible for that bill. Trust me. This is, again, why you cannot rent to them. Blacks will blow up the most trivial of matters. A child touched some droppings to an emergency room visit. You can't rent to them.
And my daughter, who was sleeping in that room, who always sick and had to stay with me for a month till her place was available, she ended up being hospitalized for a week, and we didn't know what was wrong with her. Kind of find out, the house infested. So I'm gonna take that to the judge. I don't want a cup out this house. And when I say I got some nice stuff, y'all, and I saved to get this place, I just feel like giving him the keys and say, do what you want with the shit.
So you just heard her there say, I got nice stuff. Dishes, clothes, furniture, all these things. And she's going to demand that the judge award her payment for all those things, because she can say, Yana, I don't want it no more because the house is rat infested. This is why you can't rent to them again.
Somebody have a whole new house full of shit because I don't even want, I want you to pay me for my shit. I want you to pay me for my shit.
See? I want you to pay me for my shit. I don't want any more. I want some new shit and a new house. And I want you to pay for all this shit.
I should not have to take all my stuff to the dry cleaners and wash everything in that house and scrub stuff. No, it's infested. And then my brother said, last night, he was laying there, because he play his music all the time. He still be over there sometimes.
See? I tell you, how many times have I told you about the blacks in the music? You heard it just say, my brother, man, who probably ain't on the lease either.
Last night, he was laying there, because he play his music all the time. He still be over there sometimes in the basement doing little stuff.
He still be over there in the basement, still in the house, not paying rent, complaining about the rodents. Their brother ain't complaining because he's still living there. This is how blacks are. This is why they are so poor, or it's so hard to do business with them. Trust me.
He said he was sitting there smoking some weed. He said, I'm thinking I'm high.
He was sitting there doing what? Smoking some what?
He was laying there because he play his music all the time. He still be over there sometimes in the basement doing little stuff, watching my house. He said he was sitting there smoking some weed.
Smoking
He said, I'm
weed.
thinking I'm high. He said the song had cut off for a minute. He said, I'm sitting there because I'm about to leave. I just came to check on your house. He said he saw like some whispers. He's like, am I tripping?
Now you notice that she said he just came to check on your house. She doesn't live there. She doesn't pay rent anymore there. She just is using the place for a de facto free storage. And her bro man who come over there, he come over there, chill out, smoke a little weed and shit.
So he said he cut off everything, got quiet. He said, Nina, it's so many mice in that wall. It's not like they talking to each other. He went up by it and he said it was so many he can hear them in the wall from the basement. He's like, oh, hell no. And got his shit and left. And then today, they go in there to get my daughter TV. They jumping out my clothes. Oh my God.
65-inch TV, by the way.
I cannot believe this, y'all. Y'all don't understand. And then he said, Nina, when they ran, guess where they ran to? I said, where? He said, in your office. I said, oh.
She got an office. She got a bedroom. She got all of these clothes. And she going to sue the landlord. And again, she's not living there. Where is she living? Why doesn't she take her possessions with her?
I got my refrigerator in there. I got my beautiful desk. I got my stool. I got all my papers. They eat papers and stuff. Oh, I got all my nice pictures in my office. I was like, oh my God, no. He said, they ran in your office. I'm never going back to that house.
But yet you'll leave all your things there and prevent the landlord from doing anything to mitigate the problem, re-renting the place to someone else. This is what it's like. This is why so many blacks have migrated to the virtual world, because they don't want to do business with each other. This woman has a black landlord, and she's effing him over. He's done everything he can. He's called out the pest control company. He's put down traps. She's taking possession of his building, won't pay rent, complaining, threatening to sue him. I don't even want to put nothing in the storage because I'm so paranoid now. I'll be scared to go to the storage because if I go to the storage and one. And so this is what she'll use against the landlord. Mr. Judge, I was too afraid to go back and get my things because the landlord had mice in there, and I just need to be paid for everything that I had in the place. Dropped out. I'm gonna have a heart attack. I don't even want it. And this man had the nerve to say, I got a problem with you. What you gonna do about my back rent? Back rent, that's correct. She's behind on back rent. Here I am, y'all, with nothing again. Starting over again. I don't ask people for nothing. I work hard. If y'all see me with a repeat outfit on, it's clean. I just keep watching the same stuff. And here she is in a bathrobe. In the middle of the day, she could be working. She could be cleaning up one of John Galt's houses. But she's complaining on YouTube about not paying her landlord rent because she saw mice. And this is the only guy that will be willing to rent to her. A black man, Willie. She's shitting on him and using the white man's court system. Not much different than we've seen from someone else. After renting the place under home volition. Sweatsuits and stuff. I got Jordans and everything over there. You got Jordans and everything. Master Kim said she had Jordans. She got Jordans and everything. It's a 56-year-old woman with Jordans. Air Jordans at 56. I bought some Jordans, but I got all that stuff over there. It's gone. It's gone. Cause now in my mind they didn't lay babies and stuff in my shit. Oh my God. Now wait till I call Robert and tell him, I'm clothes be packed. Cause he kept saying, leave your stuff upstairs. Cause he said they down in the living room until we get the U-Haul and I can help you move your stuff, but leave your stuff upstairs. The whole house infested. The whole house. And this man knew it. He knew it. I'm so pissed. But this your girl Nina from Break with Strong Woman. No matter how good you are, you pray, you try to live right, and you turn around and you lose everything. But you know what?
I'm so glad that I'm humbled. I am so glad I'm a humble person. I don't cry over things like that. Especially when my ex-husband took everything I had and I'm standing in that hospital parking lot with just the clothes on my back and my daughter was in there fighting for her life. And I went in that bathroom and I prayed. I said, Lord, I'm not even worried about that stuff. I'm worried about my daughter. And you promised you wouldn't put more on me than I can bear. And I'm trusting you to heal my child.
And that again, I think that is more or less the a very good example of what it's like renting to blacks. All the external factors, her brother, her daughter moving in, her going on Prozac because of mice, the 30 shoes, the hundreds of dresses and this and that. All of these things that they move in your house will become liability against you. These things are very true. I've dealt with blacks for a very long time. They put a lot of emphasis on clothing and other stuff like that. And if so much as a drop of water, that their Air Jordans or their dress or their pocketbook or whatever the hell else they put value into, they will rain down on you with all of the government has to offer there. And you heard her saying she's going to sue that landlord, the black landlord, the only one that would accept her. And that is what is like down on the street. And so I imagine that is why the people like the Anton Daniels of the world do not come down here on the street. They don't want to deal with people like that. They much rather collect a Patreon subscription from them than deal with them down on the level, the physical level. Patreon scales a lot better, I would imagine. And so that is an example of what it's like renting to black people in the inner cities, people who don't have many options. They still have the legal laws in their favor. That doesn't go away because they have few options. They still have the laws in their favor. So for the you landlords that are listening and may very well listen in the future, this is a warning or message to the wise amongst you that oftentimes these black tenants, the black tenants that you find, they don't have many options. And the Anton Daniels of the world are not down here on the street looking to rent to these people. So there is a void, a vacuum, as they say. So there's a lot of pricing power. And if you were to equate it to the dating market, you are like landlords are like, we're like the best looking guy to walk into the room. And I think you have to look at it from that standpoint and not be so desperate to accept any tenant and realize like you have your choice of the tenants because the blacks have such a bad reputation that you can pick and choose amongst the best that are willing to live in those communities. And that is unfortunately the way it is boiling down. So it's very interesting. And I think it's for you landlords, it's a very good position to be in there. Very good position to be in. I think I need to, what do I need to do? What was I going to do? I played that. You know what I want to do? Oh, yeah. I want to do this. I think I'll hold it off. I think I'll hold off for another day. I'll hold it off for the channel, for the main channel. How about that? Yeah. What is today's date? What is today? Today's Monday. Okay. Monday. The DC rental market is heating up. I will say that. I've had quite a few tenants. I had a tenant book for maybe like 13 days. That's above average here in Washington, D.C. Most people are booking for 3 to 5 days. This tenant booked for quite a while. A couple of other tenants I need to call. But yeah, things are heating up. I will say that. One of these days I'm going to go through my Airbnb calendar with you, or at least one listing, and we'll price the listing together. You know, maybe I'll have an audience participation, allow you to help me price I'll show you how I price the listings. How about that? What I look into and what how I make decisions on how I price my listings. I'll show that to you. I'll show it to you here. What's this? Yeah. I'll show it to you here. Let's see. So here's one of my listings here. I'm going to show you my best listing. How about that? In terms of price. Okay, so here's one of my better listings. I can't show you. Whatever. Let's see. Let's show you. Whatever. Oh, whatever. Anyway, I'll show it to you guys next time. Anyway, guys, it has been great. I always enjoy coming up here. For those of you, the landlords, this would be a stream to be timeless. For those of you landlords here. And I am John Gall. You know, I was talking to Be Brave today, and Brave was like, you like John, I can cut you on anytime. You never know what you're going to get. And I said, it's the life of a landlord, man. Matter of fact, you know who said something interesting about that? Let's see. You know who said something interesting about that? Damn. Where did I put it? I know where I'm gonna put it. Yeah, this is it. Oh shit. All right, here it is. All right, here it is.
Daniels. He has been a long-time friend of the show, and he has a YouTube channel with over 587,000 subscribers, and the Millionaire Morning Show, which has 350,000 subscribers. Anton is very big in property. He also covers finance, economics, politics, and he's also a cultural commentator. Welcome to the show, Anton. Are you there?
I am here. What's going on?
How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing incredible. I'm doing really well. Glad to see my homegirl Pearl again.
Yeah, it's good to reunite. I mean, you've been here since, I think I knew you when I was like at 100,000 subscribers, like pretty small, to be honest.
Yep. Probably a little bit less than that. It was right before the 100,000 mark.
Yeah. We also have Doug MPA on the line. Welcome, Doug.
I can't even fucking remember what I was about to show. Either way it goes. What was it? I don't know. Either way, I'm out of here, guys. This nigga has a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast. I am the nigga John Gall. This high ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era faded, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted the back in the day. The rock had a wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. New drugs got them slow with the head on low. Eyes closed and they don't dance no more. Block used to be jumping, top shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am a nigga. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain, now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am a nigga.